All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're building your ultimate playbook for transforming those communication skills from, academic hesitation into true, powerful corporate leadership. Listen, if you're a university student right now and you're feeling that crushing pressure of class presentations, Vivas, or even just early networking events, you are in exactly the right place. Think of me as your personal career coach today. Together, we're going to unlock that highly articulate, authoritative voice that the corporate world is literally waiting for.
So here's a question we really need to confront. It's incredibly easy to treat university presentations as just another annoying box to tick for a passing grade, right? But you've got to realize that every single university presentation you do is actually a critical dress rehearsal for your entire career. If you're freezing up in a classroom now, those exact same nerves are going to follow you right into the boardroom later. We need to fix this today so you can confidently claim your leadership authority tomorrow.
I absolutely love this quote because it shows you what happens when you finally master your articulation. You undergo a profound identity shift. As this one student perfectly put it, it takes a scared little sweet girl and turns her into a ferocious woman ready to take on the world. Mastering your language skills builds this undeniable confidence for high-pressure career events. It's not just about learning some fancy new vocabulary. It's about becoming the kind of person who completely commands the room.
So, here is our syllabus for career readiness today. We'll cover reframing nerves as growth opportunities, mastering isolation and mental focus, the holistic daily study schedule, active production over passive consumption, tracking fluency in building portfolios, and finally, language mastery for corporate leadership.
Okay, let's kick things off with step 1, reframing nerves as growth opportunities.
We all know that terrifying chill in your bones when a professor suddenly calls on you in a dead silent lecture hall. Well, instead of dreading it, I want you to adopt a true scholar's mindset. Reframe that intense physical anxiety as early-stage leadership training. Literally every single time you stand up to speak, even if you stumble a bit, you're actively building the professional resilience that corporate success absolutely requires. Treat every speaking task as a deliberate, intentional step to improve your natural cadence.
Moving right along to step 2, mastering isolation and mental focus.
Now, you've really got two paths you can take here. On one side, you can be the distracted student, wasting hours at 2 a.m., doom-scrolling, dopamine-driven clickbait, and surrounding yourself with peers who just drag you down. Or you can choose to be the dedicated scholar. To accelerate your learning, you have to deliberately cut out those digital distractions and distance yourself from unsupportive naysayers. You've got to be incredibly selfish with your time if you want to transform your academic knowledge into true professional authority.
So, I strongly advise you to implement a few essential isolation tactics right now for absolute mental clarity. First, curate a daily playlist of high-quality educational English podcasts. Second, ruthlessly ignore those 3-second engagement farming social media hooks. They are literally a trap for your attention span. Third, protect your energy. Cut ties with anyone who mocks your progress. And finally, you have to integrate daily physical workouts. Working out isn't just for your body. It gives you the razor-sharp mental focus you need to actually tackle complex academic texts.
Which brings us nicely to step 3, the holistic daily study schedule.
If you want to see real results, a truly holistic daily schedule breaks down like this. 45 minutes of active listening to those curated podcasts we just talked about. Then, 30 minutes of independent reading, followed by 20 minutes of actual conversational speaking. And please, do not skip this final piece, a 15-minute mirror exercise window. Talking to yourself in the mirror is genuinely the absolute best way to crush your initial speaking hesitation and build unshakable confidence in private.
Now about that reading time. Dedicating 30 minutes to reading physical books offline, basically putting yourself in airplane mode, is incredibly rewarding. It's like time travel. It lets you gain diverse global perspectives and escape the digital noise. But more importantly for your future career, diving deep into complex academic materials strengthens your critical thinking skills and builds a massive vocabulary that's absolutely going to set you apart in any corporate workplace.
All right, step 4, active production over passive consumption.
It is far, far too easy to fall into the trap of passive consumption. Just listening to a video while nodding along or reading a text without taking any notes. But while it's awesome to listen to expert speakers, you have to actively mimic their pronunciation. Active production means speaking aloud, mimicking expert cadences, and physically writing to practice your grammar. You've got to actively turn those study materials into tangible speaking skills.
Let's break down the exact steps for this active verbal reflection.
First, talk to a mirror or, honestly, even a blank wall to kill that initial hesitation. It really works, I promise you. Second, combine this with writing exercises. Write down your thoughts to catch and correct grammar mistakes before you ever speak them aloud. Third, record yourself to evaluate your natural cadence. And finally, keep a formal journal to track new professional vocabulary. This holistic approach grants you the articulate speech necessary to completely dominate high-stakes job interviews.
Next up, Step 5. Track fluency and build portfolios. Mapping your milestones across the typical 24-week semester connects your focused, day-to-day study sessions directly to your massive long-term communication goals. You start with those 15-minute mirror exercises in week 1, stick with it, and by week 16, you'll be presenting confidently in class vivas. And documenting this isn't just to make you feel good. You are actively building an undeniable professional portfolio that actually demonstrates your verbal communication growth over time to future employers.
When you do your weekly review, your active speaking time should always outweigh your passive listening time. Evaluating this balance ensures your skills stay sharp throughout the term. By constantly comparing your early efforts with your current metrics, you can easily identify specific weaknesses that need more dedicated attention, guaranteeing you actually hit those fluency milestones.
And finally, Step 6. Language mastery for corporate leadership. I really want you to internalize this beautiful concept called the scholar's madness. It means approaching language mastery not as some temporary, boring academic chore to get through, but with the obsessive passion and deliberate practice of falling in love. If you treat your daily practice as a form of dedicated madness, you completely transform language acquisition into a lifelong professional passion that constantly sharpens your leadership edge.
Think of fluency exactly like building muscle. If you stop doing the active speaking reps, your hard-earned strength and confidence simply dissolve. Language mastery is a lifelong path. It's not a final destination. Consistent, deliberate practice is absolutely vital if you want to maintain your professional reputation and your networking success throughout your entire career.
Look at this number, 195%. That is the staggering percentage by which you can improve your fluency in just a few short months, essentially tripling your capabilities if you just faithfully execute this daily playbook. Yes, it takes patience, it takes focused isolation, and it takes dedicated daily practice, but the rewards are literally life-changing.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought. Will you continue to view communication as just a stressful university requirement, or are you going to embrace this scholar's madness? Are you ready to commit to this daily discipline, transform your academic knowledge into highly articulate speech, and claim that leadership authority that's waiting for you in the corporate world? The choice is entirely yours. Keep practicing, and I'll catch you in the next one.